Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am coming in. I'm Dr. Celeste Owens. I am an author and speaker, and I get the amazing privilege of teaching the philosophy of surrender around the world. And I say surrender is doing God's will, His way, all the time. And I want to talk today about a way in which God might be calling you to do something different and radical in your time of fasting. And it might be a water fast. I know, sounds crazy, right? I know the first time I heard someone say, "Have you done a water fast?" I was like, "Oh, what? No." And then I heard someone else ask, and it was like in a week's time, I heard water fasting 3 times. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, I need to do a water fast. So I'm coming in not just with recommendations on pros and cons of doing a water fast, but I've actually done one. I did one in, I think it was at least a month ago, I did one. So I'm actually coming in talking from experience as well. So we're talking water fasting today, the pros and cons of water fasting. And I don't know about you, but if anybody has done one, please pop in the chat and let us know. Or if you're thinking about doing one, that's awesome as well. Would love to hear from you in regards to doing a water fast. So people often ask, oh, before I jump right in, let me just say too that we are embarking on our 40-day surrender fast. So that's why this fasting topic is very relevant right now. And I know several of you have decided to do a water fast. I mean, it might be 3 people out of 1,000, but I just want to address it just in case it's something that you might consider in the future as well. So we're talking again about the pros, put in the chat, and cons of water fasting, right? So you might say, what is water fasting? And why would I want to do a water fast and all that good stuff? So people do water fast for different reasons. So and water fasting, let me define it first, is just be abstaining from anything but water. So abstaining from anything but water. And people will do water fast for different reasons. Hey, Tracy, I was just thinking about you this morning and I owe you a call. My time got away from me yesterday, but I do know I owe you a call. And Tracy's going to be joining us for the Surrender Fast, which is so exciting. Tracy, is this your first Surrender Fast? I don't know. But we're talking today. We are embarking on our fast, y'all. It's going to start September 20th. It's not too late to join us. You can definitely jump right in, start getting yourself prepared for fasting. We're actually, hey, Carmen, good morning to you as well. We are actually in our pre fast season or session, I should say, week. So we're in our pre fast preparation week. Most people started yesterday. Some people started months ago. Some people started pre-fasting months ago, and the Lord is really speaking to them. So if you want to join us, it's not too late to join. You can go to surrenderfast.com. It is www.surrenderfast. Do people still say www? I don't think they do. It's surrenderfast.com. Hey, Marcus, welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are coming in on Facebook. Facebook is really beating out YouTube today. What's up with that? Usually YouTube is dominating, but Facebook is beating you out today, YouTube. Where are you, YouTube? So anyway, water fasting. Anybody been called to water fast or juice fast? Or are you anyone surrendering, food at any portion or any time during the fast? That's why I'm talking about this. If you're doing that, and then it might be something you do later on, it's something you may never do. Maybe just find it interesting to talk about today. So, water fasting again is not suitable for everyone, but it is suitable for some people, and it is um, it's just stopping food and just doing water. So, um, I did a water fast, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I did a water fast about a month ago because I didn't want to introduce it to other people and not have done it myself. Now, having said that too, I have done several absolute fasts. I did absolute fasting when I was younger. I've done several absolute fasts for 3 days as an adult. And that means I ate nothing for 3 days. I've done that not many times, but I've done that at least two or three times as an adult and a couple times as a kid. People wouldn't recommend going without anything. But I grew up in a church, and Tracy grew up in the same church where when we fasted, that meant you ain't eat a thing. If they called you on to a full day fast, you didn't eat a thing. You ain't even put a peppermint in your mouth. Nothing. So that's the there. Oh, I love it. Marcus chimed in and said that he's done it before too and really encountered God. Me too, Marcus. The last time I did it as well. It's something about abstaining from something that is crucial and you feel is necessary for your survival and surrendering that thing because God is telling you to. So this is not a fad. I'm not teaching a fad, you all. I'm not teaching you to do something just because, oh, I see Marcus did it. I see Tracy's going to do it. I'm going to do it too. No, this is something that you're prayerful about and you feel like God is leading you to do it. So I did mine about a month ago. So let me tell you some of the benefits first before I even tell you about my experience. So people will water fast anywhere from 20 couple of hours, 24 hours. I don't think it's a couple of hours. Most people water fast between 24 and 72 hours. So 1 to 3 days. Some people go longer, but you definitely have to be under a medical supervision. And you might need medical supervision for any amount of time you do, especially if you're under doctor's care. If you're under doctor's care, you need to make sure you check in with your doctor. But sometimes doctors will do um, medical water fast where they're watching their patients for different reasons. So God may be calling you to a water fast, may not be. So I hope you find this interesting. But some people water fast. Well, they say that water fasting can improve your health. It can lower your risk for certain cancers. It can lower your risk for heart disease and lower your risk for diabetes as well. Isn't that amazing? It promotes af- auto autophagy. Autophagy. I meant to practice it before I came on. It's spelled, let me spell it for you. AU, some of you may have already heard of this before. I had never heard of it before today. So autophagy, but it promotes that. And that autophagy is a process in which the body, I love this, breaks down and recycles old, potentially dangerous parts of the cell. It causes the cells not to proliferate if they are bad cells. Hey, Renee. Um, they have done animal studies on this to find that this process happened where these bad cells that could lead to cancer or other types of abnormalities stopped. They said when your body is in autophagy, I'm making stuff up. Hey, Cappy, when your body's in autophagy, if I'm saying it wrong, just see the spelling. Okay, that's the word right there. It can extend your lifespan. So, what's so interesting, you all? I tell people so many times, I'm going to live to be at least 100 in my right mind, doing well, getting around, like not on life support 100. That ain't fun. Ain't nobody trying to be all, or somebody changing my diapers or something. No, no diapers, no, nothing like that, but just well, whole, healthy. You look at some people in different cultures and they're like 100 and they're like still gardening. Like, I mean, that kind of 100. So it's so interesting when you get a thought and you get an idea, because it says, if you delight yourself in the Lord, He'll give you the desires of your heart. And it's so funny when you get an idea and you start, saying, okay, yeah, I'm going to live to 100, at least 100, maybe more. And then all of a sudden, God starts directing you to do things. So funny when this water fast thing came to me, you guys, ladies and guys. Um, it was like one person said, "Have you ever done a water fast?" I was like, "No." Yeah, I just feel like I should do a 3-day water fast. Okay, go for it. And then 2 days later, somebody comes and asks the same exact question. You ever done a water fast? Uh-oh, 2 times? And then it happens at 3. My stuff always comes at 3. Then the third time, I think I was reading something or watching a video, I think it was, and they started talking about water fast, and I was like, "OMG." But it can extend your lifespan when you get into this space of autophagy, where it is helping to tear down and destroy and break down and recycle these old, potentially dangerous parts of your cell. Isn't that cool? If you've never done a water fast, it's a good idea to spend 3 or 4 days preparing. I think even if you've done one before, because I plan to, I'm in my head, I'm planning to do another one while we're fasting. So if you've never done a water fast, good idea to spend 3 to 4 days preparing your body. The crazy autophagy, Fuji. Okay, autophagy. Thank you, autophagy. She spelled it out to me phonetically. Thank you, Kathy. I think we got it now. Oh, I appreciate that. Hey, Loretta and Gwendolyn. Want to say hey to you guys too. Um, prepare your body. I can't tell you enough. Prepare, prepare. I had the nerve, Minister Deborah, to do a water fast coming off of a vacation in LA. And I was like, I got this. As soon as I knew I was going to do it, see, once I get my mind right, I'm like, oh, I got this. Good. I was a little bit like, man, I just came off of eating fat burgers. Now I don't eat meat, but I was eating the um, Beyond Burger from the Fat Burger place, and it was really good. I had a couple of those, and I had a bunch of French fries, and I don't know if this is the best time to do this, but now I'm going for it. Let's go for it. First day, cool. Second day, I was like, I'm hungry, but I'm all right. I'm good. No, no. First day you hungry, but you are right. Second day, you're not really hungry anymore. It's like after the first day, second day, you ain't hungry. You just drinking water, drinking water. Third day, Got up that morning, I was like, I don't feel right. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Went back to sleep for like 2 hours, got up. Ooh, I don't feel right. So I had to eat an orange. I ate an orange. There was an orange on my counter. I ate an orange and it like woke me back up. And then I finished the rest of the day and did the 3 days. So I had to think about that. What was that about? Why did I feel like I could have wrote it out, but like I don't know if that was wise. So let me just eat this orange. But I realized I was in probably toxic dump like nobody's business. Like by that third day, my body was just dumping like all that stuff. And it was just to make me exhausted. I was like so exhausted, like really, like even felt a little bit dizzy, like really exhausted. So I realized, you should have done your homework first before you just jumped into a 3-day fast after a vacation, 3-day water fast. But I was praying. I said, God, I was like, oh God. And the beautiful thing about the way I live my existence now, I used to see God as a punisher. So if I didn't finish out the 3 days, but God didn't honor my 3-day fast, He honored it. And God is loving. God is great. He's like, oh yeah, you did good. You did good. Next time, get yourself prepared. So this time around, I'm going to be 3 to 4 days preparing. And part of preparation includes you all making sure you're drinking plenty of water. Um, letting go some of the processed foods, some of the sugary foods, 3 or 4 days before, eating smaller portions 3 to 4 days before, fast part of your day, like maybe do like an intermittent fasting kind of thing, and just preparing your heart and just praying to God and saying, "Look, God, I'm giving this time to you. I want to be prepared." When you are fasting, you want to drink 2 to 3 liters per day of water. 2 to 3 days of water. Hey, Mayra. Day one was rough, but after day one, it wasn't bad. I love that. Yes, Virtuous Clark. I know. Amazing, right? And I got so much revelation because even after I finished, I love that she brought this up. Even after I finished the 3 days, um, I was kind of like, so what was that about? Why am I doing this? And I heard so clearly it was a reset. It was a reset. And now that I'm doing my research, usually I research stuff before I do it, but now that I'm doing my research, I realize, oh man, this is so cool about, renewing cells or destroying or breaking off cells that shouldn't be there. Um, and this autophagy, I'm still trying to look at everybody's spelling. I think I'm still wrong, but it also may protect against disease like cancers and stop the growth of cells, and also may protect against Alzheimer's and heart disease. Isn't that amazing? Hey, Colleen. Thank you, Carmen. Um, it may water fasting may help lower blood pressure. I think I said that one already. There have been medically supervised fasting that has occurred. And this hasn't been spiritual fast, but I'm just throwing this out there. And there are a couple of different studies. There's not a lot done on humans. Most of it has been done on animals, but there were a couple that were done on humans. There was one fast that did water fast that was medically supervised on 68 people. They did a research. They were borderline blood pressure. And after 14 days of water fasting, 14 days of medically supervised water fasting, 14 days, I did 14 days. Wow. 82% saw their pressure fall to normal. Their pressure fell to normal, 120 over 80, which used to be normal. This study is years old because now they didn't drop the thing to 110 over 70. I don't know what that's about. My blood pressure always stays at low, but they used to call that low blood pressure. Now all of a sudden they're making it regular blood pressure. You make your own implications of why that's the case. I have my own thoughts about it, interestingly enough. But the risk. So let's just talk real quick. 2 minutes risk of doing a water fast. Okay. I don't know if God is calling anybody. Hi, Dr. Tony, to a water fast. But if he is, I just wanted to give you some instructions and some pros and cons of doing water fasting. In some ways to prepare yourself. So if he's calling it to you, then there's no con because he's calling you to it. But I wanted to give you some ways to prepare yourself for it. Did you experience a lot of spiritual warfare when you did your 3-day water fast? Renee, you know what? I wondered if even on the third day, even though I said I probably was doing a toxic dump, I wonder if that was a way of the enemy just fighting me, because the first 2 days I was like, thank you, Jesus. And, just praying and read my Bible. And then that third day woke up and was like, whoa, this is crazy. But it could have been that. And I wonder too, if it was that or, so interesting, Renee. Part of what happens when we aren't prepared for something, or we let our guard down, or I didn't do my research before, or it just kind of came to me, maybe this isn't the best 3 days after a vacation. That's like the Holy Spirit, maybe, that we open ourselves up for the enemy to attack. So, I don't want you all to open yourselves up to any kind of attack. So I want you to be prepared. Edmay said she did a fast for 15 days. Wow, she said it changed her life. Water fasting, fantastic. Um, Patricia, good morning to you, Sora Patricia. And Karen says, I do the water fast some days and it's hard in the beginning and towards the end. Right. Because the enemy doesn't like me making these sacrifices. That's awesome, Karen. Great observation. Great observation. So some risks, just real quick, you guys, some risks may, oh, one risk is that you may lose the wrong type of fat. So some people go on water fast. Now, this is different when you're spiritually water fasting, but some people go on water fast just to lose weight, and you will lose about 2 pounds a day. But sometimes you're not losing fat. You're losing carbs, or you're losing water out of your body. And you don't want to do that. And you definitely don't want to lose muscle mass. And sometimes people lose muscle mass. Um, so you want to, one way to make sure you're losing the right thing is to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. And one the other risk is becoming dehydrated, which sounds crazy. I'm on a water fast and I'm dehydrated, but that's because you're not drinking enough water. They say you should drink 1 to 2 liters of water while you're doing a water fast. Some of your water comes from your food. About 20 to 30% of your water comes from your food. So if you're not eating the food, that means you actually need to drink more water. So, and then in the water fast too. And I was wondering too, had I become a little bit dehydrated? Maybe I hadn't drank enough water. Symptoms of dehydration is dizziness, nausea, headache, constipation, low blood pressure, and low productivity. So those can be some signs of dehydration. Um, if you have conditions like gout or any kind of eating disorder, it is not recommended that you water fast. And I don't know that God would recommend tell you to, but you go to the Holy Spirit. But for gout, it may increase the uric acid production in that area, in the stomach area. And in eating disorders, it's obvious. You're not eating, if you're bulimic or anything like that, it could exacerbate those as well. That's all I have for you. I hope that helped. I don't know if anybody's being called to a 3-day water fast. I believe I will do another one while we're fasting. I did one in a month ago. I told you all. But I want you just to surrender whatever God is calling you to do. And we talked about this in our kickoff on Sunday night, that God's going to stretch us. He's calling us to get out of our familiar. He's calling us to get out of our comfort zones. He is definitely going to stretch us beyond what we are used to. And if this includes you doing a water fast, 3-day water fast, 1-day water fast, 14-day water fast, or a 3-day juice cleanse, or whatever it is, changing some part of your diet, I want you to be open to that. I want you to use this week as we prepare to get yourself ready to do that, asking God what is it that He wants to do through you in that experience. Good morning to you, Mona Lisa. When I did a water fast, Lisette says I missed it. Was over because I didn't ask God. Oh, okay. So when I did a water fast, I missed when it was over because I didn't. Oh, did you finish it, Lisette? I wasn't quite following. I wasn't sure if you finished it, or did you enjoy it that much, or could you have done it more days? Is that what you're saying? And you didn't ask God how many days you should do it? I'm just curious. So, hey, Rita. Renee said it makes sense. So good. Awesome, you all. I'm so glad you came on. Let me say, too, shout out to Sora Pat Steele, Patricia still there, who has signed up herself and family for our 5K that's coming up, you all. So please make sure you participate. We would love to have you on our 5K, even if you're not here. Um, Patricia lives in New Jersey, and she's going to be taking her crew and walking at the same time that we are. October 9th, we're going to be walking. We're going to broadcast it so we could all walk together. 9 a.m., October 9th. So make sure you go and register for our Surrender Fast. Every single penny is going to our nonprofit projects, missions work that we're doing both in Kenya and Ghana, every single penny. We have so many plans for those areas. We're looking to help to build a community center with our friend Bishop Kenneth Omo, in Omo OD. Why do I keep calling him Kenneth Omo? Omo OD. Looking to help him complete his community center. And then in Ghana, we already have started our work with microlending. 17 entrepreneurs living with leprosy out there doing their thing, making a living. We are so pumped. We've gotten pictures back from them, and I'm like, oh my goodness. They just love to make a difference in the world, right? So every single penny, you're making a difference right with us as we go walking for a cause. You can go to surrenderfast.com, and the link to register for the 5K is right there, surrenderfast.com. The grace has lifted, and when I asked God at 6 p.m., He said, "You have been done. You have been done since noon." That is funny. And you know what? When you get grace to do something, isn't that amazing? because you could do it because the grace propels you to do it. But when the grace is done, you're done. Like over, done. Renee said question. So Monday is the 8 a.m. morning call. Yes, Renee. So on Monday we start our 8 a.m. So I won't be doing this YouTube at 9. This actually will be at 8 a.m. starting our morning prayer calls. They'll be Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. And on Friday we do our morning weekend wrap up at noon. Will you be coming back on this week or weekend? I don't plan to, Renee, but if I do randomly do so, I'll make sure we put it in the chat on our Facebook page and send out an email blast as well. Make sure you register so that you can get the email blast as they come through. Make sure you go to surrenderfast.com. Ed May says, it took me 1 year of training to get here. I've been doing intermittent fasting in one meal a day, preparing for this fast, not for the water fast and the spiritual part of it. Awesome. That's awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much for commenting in that. That's amazing. Mona Lisa is Susie. Hey, Susie. I didn't know that was Susie. Okay, you guys, be blessed. Any more questions about the fast? I can take another question if you want to. Thank you. And yes, I'm registered. Awesome, Renee. Anybody else? Any other questions related to the fast? And then we're heading out of our break at this moment. You get to start your day. Well, some of you probably started like me hours ago, right? Started your day hours ago. Again, 8 a.m. We're going to start our morning fast. Monday starts the first day of the surrender fast. Day one of surrender fast starts Monday, September 20th. And then also on the weekends, we will have Pastor Raymond Bell, coming in to provide encouragement on the weekends. It'll be weekend evening, Saturday and Sunday at 9:21 p.m. 9:21 p.m. Thank you, Colleen. I appreciate that. So, all right, you guys be blessed, and I'll catch you soon. I am on tomorrow, Renee, but for our segment called There's an Oil for That. So if you're interested in essential oils, using them to support your body, that's the class for you. So tomorrow, 12 p.m., I'm tripping, not 12 a.m., 12 p.m., I will be on our segment tomorrow called There is an Oil for That, right? Oh, good. And they say, I get lost on the weekends. No, don't get lost on the weekends. We still have some things going on the weekends to help to keep you supported. Good morning, Pamela. Make sure you catch the replay. We're heading out of the break room now. All right, you guys, catch you either tomorrow at noon or catch you Monday morning, bright and early for first day of our surrender fast. Be blessed, guys.